Hi everyone. Today is Monday, December the 4th. My name is Anne-Marie Band. This is the Moneyball Morning Report for the Benzinga Pro platform. Hey, listen, over the weekend, particularly last night, all the chatter was gold. Now, if you'd have run into that chatter and went long, you can see I've got a Fibonacci. That's what this is right here. Fibonacci area went right up into 2135. Now listen, how I run Fibonacci's today and how I ran them 20 years ago, completely different, because we force order on the market and the order of how those Fibonacci's are moving have shifted over time. So we could talk about that sometime, but not the case right now. Storyboard jumped into the 2135 area and then began to pull back. All right. Now, why does gold move? Gold moves along with Bitcoin, which is also moving very, very rapidly. Gold moves and Bitcoin moves because there are alternative sources of value, quotation marks, that suggest risk in fiat currencies, which are the currencies like the currencies of the world, right? Paper money, okay? So this is also a paper product, I should say that, but here's the big thing. In my mind, if we have a spike here and the price action completely rotates down, this is the response to some kind of rumor about a currency event that is either proving out to be true or false. I don't know what it is. I've just been around the block for a long time, many times around the block. And when you see stuff like this, there's something currency related going on in the background. So that being said, what can we do about it as traders who maybe don't trade currency, don't know what might be going on? It's a yellow flashing light that says, watch your size today and be quick or there's going to be a problem. All right. So what does be quick mean? It means be deliberate, right? Like those special forces say, smooth is fast, wait for the opportunity, and then execute. Where is that opportunity? Listen, the 4-hour chart rocketed up here at the open when all the news came in last night, and then it's been slowly giving back. Now, remember what happens. How do we know what's going on with this candle? We look at the two candles to the left. So, are we putting in a higher low here? Yes, we are. Do we have lower highs? Yes. So what does that imply? There is a struggle afoot. And where is that struggle really the most prevalent today? It could be at the opening of this 4-hour candlestick at 6 p.m. Eastern time. As you might notice, I am back in the U.S. Super happy to be back in the U.S. Only here for a couple of weeks, but super happy to be on home ground. I miss being home. Anyways, that being said, here's where we are looking at this edge, moving up into this area, the edge 2077, 2083. So here's what we're going to look at. Let's say you go, listen, I believe it. I'm going long gold. You have 2077 here as an entry point that's possible with a stop at 2068 max. Okay. And so remember, 10 cents is a tick here, or 10 bucks. Every 10 cents, it's 10 bucks. And so, is that right? Yeah. And so that's really what we're after here. So you want to watch for that very carefully. Sorry, I just lost my head. If it were me, if I were planning to trade gold, which I am not, I'm going to let this settle out, I would be looking at heavy congestion. Remember, my goal is always, can I see the price action, get to heavy congestion, and then see new buyers or new sellers come into the formation and join me, or I can join them more correctly, in the fray. And so I'm looking at around 2050, right? Now, that is what it is from this particular formation. There are people that are shorting this, thinking it's a rumor. I'm going to leave it alone. I don't want to dance in here. All right. But I do want to tell you that gold has been on a lot of people's minds. The U.S. currency came in, broke 103 again, came down into the mid 102s, and now trying to lift. It is under a lot of pressure this morning. Also, I am going to, if you just want to look at SPY and Qs, you want to fast forward to the end of the video so that you can pick that up. What I'm looking at right now are the futures first. And so that's where we are. So let's take a look at things. We are in the monthly formation, brand new month. Month looks bullish because we're above the close of November. We are not above the high of November, which is important Nevertheless, the pullbacks are going to be buy zones. Where's the ideal pullback here from the monthly formation? In my mind, it's the retest of the break into the upside pressure. So it's between maybe 45.72 or 45.75, 45.77, somewhere around there. That's where I suspect the first group of buyers are really going to try and push hard. Below that, we've got the low of December, which is 45.62. And so that's going to be our floor. And I have it noted here as an alert. And that's what we're going to watch. What are the candles telling us now? Well, big bounce into Friday. Sunday opens up. And as soon as it opens, people start selling it off. So why is that? Gold really spiking. People get nervous. They think there's something currency related and they go, holy cow, I got to get short. Plus, it's up at the resistance zone. It loses that close. And so we go, if I'm going to look at my two candles, I'm going to trace this first candle down. So that would be my first target. This would be the second target, walking through this candle, unless the traders who are making higher lows come in and say, you know what? Let's try and hold 45.85. And that is what they are trying to do right now. Let's say you want to try to go long here. Look, Keltner channel moving up, moving average ribbon moving up, trying to hold the low of the prior candle, all fine and dandy. Where are you going to trade to? Well, the formation says series of lower highs. So the best bet is to trade into these areas that have heavy congestion regions. And so that would be 45.85 to maybe 45.90-ish. We don't really have any heavy congestion because they're only going two candles at a time. So the flow is still at a clip, telling me that although buyers are coming in, sellers are still up above, right? And you can see buyers coming in because the wicks are getting bigger underneath. Bigger shadows under there are saying, hey, listen, people are really trying to force price action up there. So what do you want to do? Me, I'm going to sit on my hands. Why? I don't want to get caught here in an area where flow is clearly disconnected. Price action moving down, momentum and trend moving up. I'm going to wait for heavy congestion. Does that mean that the trade might go by me? Yes, that's fine. I'm just managing my risk. So what are the levels to look at today? 46.14, 46.20, 46.04. That's the top range. Bottom, 45.61, 45.62, all the way up to 45.77. Noisy patches. Could you pick a side and just move forward? Yes, you can. You can pick a side and go, listen, I'm trading down into the resistance. If gold continues to climb, people are going to get nervous. They are going to anticipate that something is moving under the covers, which is where I'm sitting right now. So you want to be super careful and wait for the longs to come in, stabilize the floor, and then move up. No need to be a hero today. All right, let's look at the NAS. NAS, not looking as shiny as the ES, pulling back a little bit. We are now under the close of November, inside of the breakaway region, but again, it is a buy the dip formation. Anne-Marie, why is it a buy the dip formation? Because we are making higher lows and higher highs across all of the formations. I'm going to put that one, where did I don't know what I did with that one. We'll move it. When I need it again, I'll put it back. All right, so there's a big struggle. Look at it. It's right here. Big fat struggle at the open of December. The opening tick of December, they're really trying to hold. Guess what? If they can't hold it, they're going to go into the close and open of candlesticks below. That's 15,850 or 15,830, somewhere around that. Now, I don't have that one set. I have this one set. So maybe we shift this around. I'm going to remove the alert because I am fairly a bonehead on these sorts of things. I'm going to remove this ray and then remove the line. And then I'm going to raise this up and I'm going to raise this up. Bottoming event, right? And I'm going to put the alert down here. Yikes, why can't I create an alert? Okay. Let me remove this line. I'll put a new one on. I probably drew it on a much smaller time frame, and that's why it will not let me do it. I don't want a $20 one, but maybe a $10 one, right? Confirmation candle. Yeah, I'll leave it on the hourly, and I want it to touch, bounce, or break through, right? And that's what I'm looking for. Now, see the heavy congestion? Buyers are trying to come in here. We let them. If you want to chase it, realize that if it breaks your floor, you better be done. How can you do this trading the futures? You can use an MNQ, you can use an MES, you can do onesies, and you can go, hey, I'm going to see if it holds. Once it holds, then I'm going to add pressure. So how do you know when it holds? What does a chart have to do? We talk about it all the time. 1, fails to hold lower. That's here. 2, bounces into resistance. That's 3, fails to head lower. 1, 2, bounces into resistance. 3, pulls back and holds the floor. So this would be the region that you would buy, right? But if you're in a downward formation, you know that if you buy on a bottoming edge, you're only going into resistance because people are fighting. So the next thing you want to see is heavy congestion hold. Could you go long here? Absolutely. Where would you want your stop to be? Well, it would be about 30 points wide. So what do you want to do? Maybe you want to use an MNQ instead of an NQ. All right? Okay. Now, quickly, let's go to SPY. We've talked about mechanics. You know what to look for. Hello, Sally. What are you doing? All right. Taking a look at SPY. Me and my moving of these candle formations. Let's put that one right there. Okay. We had a bounce here. It's lost this area, right? So I'm going to remove this alert. And I'm going to remove the ray. And then I'm going to move the line forward. And so where do we want this line to be? 459. There we go. Right. 459.10. 459.10 is the number we want to look for. Okay. This is the alert that we want to look at. Sensitivity. We want that sensitivity to be 20 cents. We can touch or break through. If we can bounce there too, but touch or breakthrough is just fine on the 4-hour chart. Okay, so that is going to be that region that says, hey, listen, if I can't get above there, I've got some more downward formation moving. Right now, the price action is fading. 457, you should know this number from last week. Heavy participation on this bounce area. So 455 is still the do or die. If we lose it there, 453 to 451, right? Would be next. And then we would be finished. Now, you know, mechanically, I believe whenever we come out of some kind of framework like this, that we have a natural tendency to retest these old congestion levels. My thought is that that is potentially what we are going to be after before we bounce again. All right? So those are the numbers for SPY. Stop the video and write them down. You know, we have these for the Qs. I'm going to add another one. It's coming right in there to the heavy bounce through the bounce zone. So that's going to be supremely important. And then we've got this bottoming formation. But you know, I'm going to put it right here where the heavy, this area right here, this line is a lot of price motion and price activity at that zone. So I'm going to leave it wide on a touch, right? And those are going to be the levels that we watch today. 386 for the bounce, 387 for the hold and move to the north, and then 390 as relative resistance, because now this patch is moving sideways, right? Our Keltner channel is very wide and very sideways. Up above this area, we could get into the 392 zone. And that is going to be what we are looking at today. Be alert, folks. Interesting price patterns coming, and I would wait for heavy congestion and at least 30 minutes for the chart to shake out unless you are looking for scalp trades. All right, I'll see you on the platforms.